So a few weeks ago, I reported on the Celebrity Apex losing power in the middle of the ocean. It was crazy. I'll have that video for you above if you wanted to catch up. But today, we're talking about another celebrity cruise ship losing power twice in the middle of the ocean, as well as other celebrity cruise news. So make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my content. So it looks like the Celebrity Summit lost power in the middle of the ocean twice. This happened yesterday, once at 4 p.m. and then again at 6 p.m. Reading some of the comments from people that are on board, because remember, this is a breaking story. The people that are reporting this are literally still on their cruise, and this is what they're saying. We lost power twice. Half the ship lost power for 15 to 20 minutes, and the toilets wouldn't flush. Now, if you read all of the comments that I'm posting for you right here, you can pause the video if you wanted to read them in full, but you'll notice that a lot of people are talking about how they lost power twice on the summit yesterday while they were cruising in the middle of the ocean. Some say it lasted less than 10 minutes, other people say it lasted 15 to 20, and there are some that are saying that it was like 35 to 40 minutes. Apparently, they had issues docking in Bimini because of the weather and decided to have a sea day, and this is when all of this stuff started happening. Now, some people are reporting they had no water on multiple decks on the ship. From deck 10 all the way to deck 3, they're saying that the water was cut off. Some are saying it's due to a water main break on deck 7. So that means no running showers, no flushing toilets, none of that stuff because the water was cut off. There were many people reporting that their rooms were flooded. Check out this video. There was one person even saying that she went into her shower, turned the water on, and had a whole bunch of brown stuff come out on her. That was probably not very pleasant. So as you can see, there are a lot of people that are quite upset about several issues on this cruise. I'll post some of the comments right here for you so you can kind of read them if you'd like. I'm not gonna go over all of them, but a lot of people are mad. Now, some guests are so mad that they already went down to guest services and they're demanding refunds. And of course, guest services has to coordinate back with headquarters. They can't just issue refunds. So I suggest a little bit of patience. But yeah, a lot of people are really upset about this. I mean, not to make light of this situation, but some people are so upset they're considering making t-shirts about this cruise. I don't know what celebrity is going to do to address this situation. As soon as I find out, I'll make sure to bring you that news. But a lot of people are really upset. I mean, not just the people that are on the ship now, but it's docking in 2 days and new passengers are getting on, right? Some of these folks that are about to board the ship are really upset too because they don't know if they're gonna have the same issues. Like, do you get on the ship? Do you not get on the ship? There are water main breaks, breaker breaks, apparently power issues. I mean, that's not something that, you should be considering when you're going on vacation. So I wonder what celebrity is gonna do to address this situation. Next, I have some good news for you today, which is kind of exciting because I don't normally get to report good news, and I have 2 of them for you. Celebrity had another webinar where Andrea Shea talked to Laura Hodges-Bathy, the president of Celebrity Cruises. They do this webinar a few times a year where they address the community and talk about some of the new things that are coming to Celebrity, as well as answer questions directly from the Captain Circle members, which, by the way, you can sign up for as well and even get extra points on your account just by watching this webinar. So in this case, since you missed it, I watched it for you. And they did talk about wines. Now I know that a lot of people were really upset when they found out that Celebrity restructured their wine menus, so to speak. There's now a new elevated section that is an upcharge even if you have a premium drink package. That got people really mad. I have a whole video talking about the details, showing you the menus and etc. Check it out if you want to see more about that. But basically in this one, Laura kind of introduced some really positive news to the premium drink package.
Okay, Laura, so this time we got a lot of questions about wine. So I want to start with one from Stephen and Colleen, elite members from Ontario. And they said, in January, you mentioned you were in the midst of redoing our wine program and hope to have this implemented mid-year. What can you share about this revised program?
So I can't wait to tell you where I was last night, but they are exactly right. And yes, we are on track to get the program revamped by the middle of the year. As you can imagine, it takes time, right? There's a lot of procurement and visits and meeting people at wineries and taste testing and all of these things. So there's a gentleman named Chris. He's our wine manager. He does an amazing job. He actually used to work on board the ships. He's worked in many, different fields, both on the winery side and the procurement side. So really, really knowledgeable as well. And so he had the pleasure of heading to Paris and going to Bordeaux and trying all these wines. He keeps telling me it's a really hard job. I don't believe him. But last night, he invited me to taste test some of the wines that we're adding to the premium package in March and April. So already that's like kind of the first phase, right? And I've been talking about how step one is really increasing the depth and breadth and variety of what we offer. So we're going to be adding another sparkling wine. We're going to be adding another couple of whites, and then we're going to be adding 3 different red wines. And I have to tell you, they are all spectacular, things that we've never had on the menu before. And I think this is really, really important. It's that we're not taking anything away, right? And so what is in the premium package, the things that folks know, the Decoy Cabernet and the Whispering Angel Rosé and the Amolo Sauvignon Blanc, all that stuff is staying in. There's no changes there. These are simply 6 more wines that will be on each ship by the end of April. Some will start in March, again, procurement, right? Takes us time to get them going. But once they all arrive, they will be available and on board. So 6 more options to enjoy while you're sailing with us, which is great. The other thing that you'll see coming, and I know guests were upset about some of the upcharges, right? But we also have other guests, and I think it's really important that folks want to try a more expensive glass of wine and not commit to the bottle. As you can imagine, we can't do that for $17 in the premium package. So things like, I'm just going to give an example. Don't hold me to this one, but I'm just going to give an example. If you wanted to have, because everybody knows Caymus, so I'll just use it as an example. If you wanted to have a glass of Caymus, we're working on a way to be able to sell you that Caymus by the glass at an upcharge. We actually do that in some of the restaurants now, so that's probably a bad example. But there's newer ones that are like that, right? That guests don't mind paying for that more expensive glass of Caymus, or just the difference in the upcharge if you have the premium package, because you don't want to commit to the bottle and you just want to have that one really lovely glass. So these 6, to reiterate, are being added. No changes to the premium package. They're all so good. And then we're going to have other wines that will additionally buy the glass with an upcharge. So again, depth, breadth, and variety. We're really increasing that. And there's more to come that I'm really excited about.
So adding 6 more wines to the premium package is really good news, right? So good job, Celebrity, by actually giving us a few more whites, a few more reds, and even a sparkling in there. That gives us more choices, which makes the product better without increasing the price. So good job. Now, adding more wines to the elevated section, I guess you could look at it from several different ways, but I can see where Celebrity is coming from. Like maybe you didn't want to buy a whole bottle of this really premium expensive wine, so you could just try a glass of it for like a reasonable-ish, I guess, price. Maybe, that gives people more choices. So I can see where they're coming from. As long as the premium section stays the same, and as long as those wines don't make their way up to the elevated section, and that new elevated section is just those high-end wines, I don't personally see a problem with it. But I would love to hear from you. I know there are a lot of wine connoisseurs out there, so let me know what you think about this change in the comments below. And last but definitely not least, the butlers are back. Now, this isn't official from Celebrity. I haven't heard this from them. However, I was just on the Apex in the Sky Suite, and we had a butler, and so did everybody else. And I also heard from a bunch of different subscribers on the Beyond and a few other cruise ships, and they all said that they had butlers in Sky Suites. So it seems like Celebrity reversed that decision, because a lot of people are quite upset about it, and butlers are back in Sky Suites. So good news number 2 for you today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.